All right, everybody, welcome to question 28. On the set of axes below, graph the equation 3y plus 2x is equal to 15. So the first thing we want to make sure is that we're getting it into this format here. Y is equal to mx plus b, where m is our slope and b is our y-intercept. All right, so that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to get rid of this stuff right here. And we have to do some math real quick. So we're going to rewrite 3y plus 2x is equal to 15. What we're going to wind up doing is subtracting 2x from one side to the other. I'm going to rewrite it right here. So we're going to have 3y is equal to a negative 2x plus 15 because we still have that left. I'm going to get rid of all this right here. We're going to go back and forth a little bit. Now what we have to do is divide. So we're going to divide each side by each term of 3. And that's going to give us our final answer for what we're going to graph over here. So we're going to be left with y is equal to a negative 2/3 x, which is our slope, plus 5. So that's what we're going to actually graph. Get rid of all this stuff here. We have it in our beautiful y is equal to mx plus b format. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just box this off. That's what we're going to be graphing. Perfect. So I'm going to go down here. This 5 indicates where we start on the graph. So I'm going to go up here and go from our point of origin, which is this dot here, and go up 5. So we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to put a dot, if I can get it on the line properly, right there. Then our slope is negative, so we're going to go down and over. So we're going to go down 2 and over 3. So we're going to go down 1, 2, over 3, 1, 2, and 3. Down 1, 2, and then 1, 2, and 3. We'll keep going until we get off of the sheet, the graph. So we're going to go up 2 and over 1, 2, 3 on the other end, and go up 1, 2, and over 3. On the Regents exam, you only need to do 3 points. So 2 points left or 2 points right. We just have to have at least a decent amount of points so that you can see that you actually know what you're doing. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create a line right through this because this is part of it as well. All right, and that's going to be your actual graph line, just like that. So now we're going to continue. Down at the bottom, it says, explain why negative 6, 9 is a solution to the equation. So we're going to go back up. We're going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And that's going to be this point right here. Before I write it down, the reason why this is actually a solution is because it lies on the line. So negative 6, 9 is a solution because it lies on the line. That's it. We did it. All right, everybody, welcome to question 29. Using the quadratic formula, solve 3x squared minus 2x minus 6 is equal to 0 for all values of x. Round your answer to the nearest hundredth. In the box, it says right here that we pulled this from the reference sheet, and we did. We pulled this whole thing, these two formulas. So do not be afraid of remembering these. You will down the line just remember it as you go throughout your math. But for the Algebra 1 Regents exam, you have it on your reference sheet, so you don't have to worry about it. What we're going to do first is we're going to establish what our coefficients are in our quadratic equation. So we're going to be looking for values of a, which is going to give us 3, our value of b, which is a negative 2, and our value of c, which is a negative 6. Now what we're going to do is write down the quadratic equation again, and that's just for continuity purposes, and it also helps you remember it. So if you do forget it or you forget that it's even in the reference sheet because you're so stressed out about taking this test even though you shouldn't be, you write it down again, all right? So then what we're going to do, we're going to substitute the coefficients that we have into our quadratic equation here. So it's very simple, different color. X is equal to, we're going to keep that negative. It's going to be negative 2 plus or minus the square root of negative 2 squared plus 4 times 3 times a negative 6 all over 2 times 3. All right? So now Changing the color again, because why not keep it colorful for everybody? We're going to calculate what's called the discriminant. All right, so the discriminant is not given. So this is one that you're going to have to remember. And that's okay, because it's not really hard. Discriminant, all right, is equal to what's in this piece of the quadratic equation. So the b squared minus 4ac, okay? That's what our discriminant is going to be. So we're going to find out what that discriminant is by using all of our information and simplifying this equation right here in the green. So I'm going to get rid of all of this. So hopefully you wrote down what the discriminant is, because I'm going to get rid of it real quick. Now I'm going to simplify this a little bit more. X is equal to, when we do negative and a negative, becomes a positive. So 2 plus or minus. Negative and a negative is a positive, so 4. 4 times 3 times a negative 6 is going to give us a positive 72. All over 6, and then we're going to go ahead and put our square root in there. Now, we can simplify what's inside of our square root right here by adding 4 and 72 together. So I'm going to get rid of 4 and 72, and I'm just going to put 76 in there because that's what it is, 76. All right. Now that we're at this part of our problem, we're going to go ahead and simplify the square root, because when we pull this out, we're going to do square root of 4, which is a perfect square, and 19, square root of 19. 4 times 19 will give you 76, which is why we pulled out these two values right here. This simplifies to 2 radical 19, and that's what's going to wind up being replaced in this area here. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this piece here, and I'm going to simplify it to that what we did before, which is that 2 radical 19. So we're at the point right now where we have to look at this and figure out how to simplify this even more. So we're going to simplify the expression by dividing all of this by 2. All right. When we divide by 2, it's going to now leave us with something a little nicer, which is going to be x is equal to 1 plus or minus the square root of 19 divided by 3. This is where we're going to begin to get our roots, all right? Our roots are the answers that we're looking for in this particular instance. So we have a root here and we have a root here. Our root is going to be 1 plus radical 19 divided by 3. And our other root is going to be 1 minus radical 19 divided by 3. When you plug these values into your calculator, you're going to wind up with an answer of approximately, we'll say, to round up, 1.79. And then over here, again, approximately, because we're going to round up, negative 1.12. That right there is your answer. So when we say justify your answer, we're looking for mathematics. When we say explain your answer, we're looking for words. All right, welcome back to question 30. The piecewise function f of x is given below. I know that this was one that people struggle with because it's a piecewise function. People get nervous with this. In the red box right here, I have a little bit of a blurb to the right-hand side where it says, because 3 cannot be greater than itself, we use the second part of the piecewise function. We also use the second part of the piecewise function because it incorporates greater than or equal to. And what we're trying to do is find when x is equal to 3. So because this right here doesn't have an equal sign, we can't use it. We have to use the piece that has the equal sign in it so we can get our answer, which is this piece here. So after we know that, it becomes a very, very simple substitution and simplifying kind of a situation right now. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to go and change mine to blue. We're going to rewrite everything like we normally do. So our f of 3 is equal to negative, and we're going to plug in 3 there, squared, plus 15. Now, all we're going to do is carry out the math. We're just going to go ahead, and if we distributed that and then squared it, or squared it first and then distributed, we're going to wind up with negative 9 plus 15, which then gives us the answer of 6. So you don't have to put this. I'm just going to write it down. So when x is equal to 3, f of 3 is equal to 6. That's literally it. That's our answer. Do not overthink these things. It's that simple.